Good morning. So another video. Last week's went well enough that I think I can do another one. So I want to talk about vaccination because it's on the wane. Although in New York, I just read that something like 68.6% of adults have had at least one jab. And when it gets to 70%, a lot of the protocols are going to be rolled back. But so what I want to talk about this week are two things. Number one is sort of a gripe, and the other is something that I've just sort of observed in terms of a really good incentive to get people to, maybe who are on the fence, to get them to get vaccinated. So first of all, my gripe is that I went to the hairdresser this week, get my color done, and my hairdresser was still as though none of us had been vaccinated, and it just pissed me off. I kind of was rude to her. I apologize for that. But I was like, you know, when you're telling me I have to sit here, it's like 4 people in this giant salon, I have to sit here with a mask on, and you're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated. What's the point? You know, I mean, basically what you're saying to me is you don't really trust the whole vaccination process. She's like, no, not everyone's, whatever. But anyway, it annoyed me. But I mean, she's a really good friend of mine, so we got over it. But that's what I think about a lot, is that if we're vaccinated, let's get on with it. Now, secondly, there have been all these weird bribes of people, right? Get a beer, get a donut, whatever. I just think it debases the whole idea of the vaccine. But what I have seen happening is that there's this whole thing about if you're vaccinated, you can do this. So there's this sort of FOMO, fear of missing out. And I'm going to give you an example from my street. And this guy that I know who's he's the security guy for this bar, and we were chatting, and I talked to him about a month ago, and he said no, he's not going to get the vaccine because he's going to wait another year. He just doesn't know. You know, he's okay wearing the mask, yada, yada, yada. So when I saw him this week and we had a chat and like, how are things? And, you know, the bar was hopping. And I said, you know, like for the first time, I got to go to this comedy club. I didn't have to wear a mask because all I had to do was show them I was vaccinated. And then he's like, oh man, he's like, you know, someone gave me tickets for the Nets, and, you know, the Nets are doing fabulously. So for the Nets, courtside, and then I get there and they won't let me in because Barclays requires that everyone be vaccinated. And I said, well, see, like, look at all the things you could be doing if you were vaccinated. And then he said, well, you know, I have faith in my body. And I said, yeah, but faith and science together, it would be awesome. And so I think he's actually thinking about it. Anyway, so below I've got a couple of other examples of, you know, people, companies, whatever, that are doing things that I think really are going to work, that are more in this incentive mode as opposed to bribing people with, you know, a donut or whatever. So that's it. And till next week. Bye.